Hey everybody, I'm Katie, and this is Lacey, and together we are Budget Bitch. Good girl. Okay, today I'm going to be sharing with you all my 2020 victories and big time failures, and also look forward to 2021 with my goals and my word of the year. I'd love to know what went well for you in 2020, what didn't go so well, and especially what you're looking forward to in 2021. Let me know in the comments. And if you have a word of the year, please share it. I love hearing this from people. Let's start with victories because let's be honest, who wants to talk about failures first? Not me. By far, the biggest victory of 2020 and my huge goal of 2020 was that I paid off all of my credit card debt. All of it. I had at one point in time $40,000 of credit card debt. And starting in November of 2019, I started really aggressively paying it down. And 2 weeks ago, on December 15th, I made my final payment and am officially done with credit card debt. Right? Right? Feels so good. It feels amazing. My second big financial victory is that my boyfriend and I moved in together, and man, we really crushed it financially. We moved in seamlessly. We figured out the money thing, and it's been so easy and so wonderful. I think that's a huge victory. It's a huge victory because it's saving us both some money, which is great, but more important, we started really having big talks about money, talking about our values regarding money, talking about our future when our money might be a little bit more intertwined than it is now. And all of those conversations have made us closer. Next, I made some investments of time and money into what could become a side hustle or a side job. And it's something that I've thought about doing for close to a decade, if not longer, and that is getting involved in voiceover work. I signed up through a company to do coachings and classes and to make a couple demos. And in 2020, I did record my first demo, which was a narration demo. And then in the first couple months, probably of 2021, I'll hopefully take care of my commercial demo. And so I've been putting things in place for that. It just feels great to have had something in my mind for a long time and to finally take the steps to do it. And not think about it anymore. Not wonder what it's like to record voiceover, but be in the basement with my headphones on, with a little pop filter, doing it, doing the thing. It's really great. And my last victory of 2020 is maybe kind of a small one, but it felt great. And that is that I created a new income stream. With the pandemic, with all of us staying at home, I haven't been as busy with work. And I used to teach violin a lot. I used to have upwards of 35, 40 students every week, and I've missed it. And so I just decided, let's do it. And in a matter of a week, I had my boyfriend take some pictures of me with my violin in the backyard, and we whipped together a little website, just nothing fancy. And I put it on Facebook and said, hey friends, I'm teaching. And folks signed up. And within a week, I had my 3 students, which is all I wanted. But it's just extra income that I can put towards my debt repayment and now my 2021 goals. So some really good victories. I'm just going to remind you that the first one was really big. So I'm proud of that one. All right, what were the failures? Okay. I tried to have one fewer failure than victories on this list just to make myself feel good. The failures, my biggest failure, hands down, big time failure was sinking funds. I just didn't do it right, guys. I set it up and I watched videos and I read books and I listened to podcasts and I set it up and it didn't work. It didn't work in a couple ways. Number one is I saved every month for events that weren't all happening in December. I'm going to do a video next week about my sinking funds and how I have set them up this year to hopefully set myself up for a lot more success. And I feel really good about them. But last year, it didn't go that great. And it was better than before. Before, when I was not doing sinking funds at all, I just didn't have any cash. This time I had like some cash around, but it was never there at the time I needed it. And that was a big issue. I overspent in one area in particular that sometimes I found myself needing that miscellaneous money to pay for. That leads me to failure number 2, which is miscellaneous spending just way out of where I wanted it to be in my budget. I think that was partially because I wasn't really realistic about how much I spent and what categories all fell into miscellaneous. I've seen advice against using miscellaneous, and I can see why. Because you just sort of think like, oh, yeah, like $200 should cover that. And then you buy $100 of, potions to make yourself look young. And then you're like, oh no, my miscellaneous fund is at 50%. And so I have set some goals to help rein that in. And it's mostly, for me, it's just mindfulness. I'm still not ready to break down everything into categories because it feels overwhelming to me to have like housewares and clothes and, I donated to an extra charity this month or, things like that. I'm going to I'm going to initiate in 2021 a weekly check-in on my miscellaneous spending so that I can look and say like, all right, you bought that space heater and you needed it and that's helpful for your life, but now you're down $65. Maybe now's not the time to get those new jeans also. I think that'll be really helpful. We'll see how it goes. My last failure is the general failure that I have in most areas of my life, which is procrastination. That is my biggest vice. It is my biggest weakness. I just do a lot of like, yeah, I mean, probably tomorrow I could take care of that. Or like, oh, I don't really feel like it. I'll do it later. And it cost me actual dollars. So I have a 403B account, which was set up through a previous employer. I'm now in the military, so I have a TSP, a thrift savings plan, and it has been on my list for approximately 16 months to take my 403B balance and roll it into my TSP so everything's just in one tidy place. Great. It's not a ton of money, but I just looked up my 403B account so that I could get the paperwork and start the process, and I have been paying a fee. I didn't even know there was a fee because it was like set up through my company and I didn't have a choice really in it. It was like, yeah, this is a thing we set up for you, done. And I contributed the matching amount and then I kind of forgot about it. And because of that negligence and procrastination, I lost not an insane amount of money, but probably about $100 in fees, which is annoying because I've been meaning to do this thing. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it in January 2021. I said it. I have spoken. That last failure of 2020 leads us so nicely into 2021. I've chosen a word for the year, which a lot of folks do when they're setting goals for the year. My word of the year is today. Not tomorrow, Katie. No, tomorrow you might have paid $25 in fees. Do it today. And I think that procrastination, that, oh, I'll start tomorrow, oh, I could do it tomorrow, has kept me from reaching a lot of my goals. This year, it's today. What can I do today? I have another video that you can check out walking you through my 2021 journal, which I'm really excited about. This is sort of just for fun. I'm not sure how practical it's going to be for me, to be honest, but I had a really fun time filling it out. So check out that video. It's linked below. But I did just want to show you the first page. Wow, that was really challenging to open that. And that's not the fault of the journal. That was like my own dexterity. I don't know. Here it is. This is me and my goals. Okay, so I'm going to go through these, my 5 goals for 2021. First goal, number 1 goal, it's the biggest failure of 2020, and it's going to be the big victory of 2021. I am going to crush my sinking funds. Like I said, I have a video coming out next week about my sinking funds and how I have hopefully remedied the issues that I had in 2020 about them, and maybe you can relate to some of them too. But I spent a lot of time and a lot of energy thinking about it and just girl, we're going to pay cash for those things. We're going to pay cash. It's going to happen, and it's going to be in that account. And I want to have the confidence that it's there. I don't want to have to look at the account and think, do I have enough money in here? Am I forgetting something? No, it's on paper. Y'all, it's deep. Okay, my second goal is to pay off my car. My car is, to be honest, it's the nicest car I've ever had. And I bought it for my dog, obviously. And it's great. I love it. I don't want to have a car payment, so we're going to pay it off. I just actually made my first extra payment today. And it was so fun because in the app, maybe this is not going to be exciting to some of you, but to me it was like, wow. So in the app, you say you're going to make a payment and it says, do you want to make this payment like applicable to your future payments or principal only? And I was like, principal only. And then I pushed the button and then bam, it was there. And it felt so good. It made me so excited for the rest of, well, not the rest of the year. It won't take me the whole year to do it. It'll probably take me 4 to 6 months depending on my income. So I'm super jazzed about that. Then I'm going to do a 6 months savings emergency fund. And my goal for that is $12,000. I'm getting it done this year. And then I also have 2 loans that are from family members that I want to pay back. I am paying one of them back monthly with interest. Look out for a video about this coming up soonish. Like stay tuned. You know what? Better yet, why don't you subscribe? And when that video comes out, I'm planning to talk about it maybe in February, how my family helped me out and how we handled it. And that one I'm paying off sort of regularly. I should be able to, after I have paid off my car and after I have my 6-month emergency fund, I should be able to just wipe that out in one fell swoop in 1 month, I hope. So pay off those 2 loans that I have. And then last, I want to increase my thrift savings plan contribution to 17%. So I was doing 5%, which is the matching amount for the military. And that's great. Nice. But I don't know if you know a lot about military money. Your salary is not all the money that you make. It's only, for me, it's about half. It's a little less than half, maybe. It's close to half, which means my salary is not that much. So 5% of my salary is actually not that much money. And I am almost 40 years old, so I have a lot of catching up to do in my retirement. So I am planning on increasing that contribution 1% every month, which is only $35 a month that I'm going to be losing. And that's pretty easy. I love Paula Pant and the Afford Anything podcast, and she talks about this 1% increase in savings or debt repayment or anything, and doing it 1% at a time monthly makes it so you almost don't notice it. It's easier to lose $30 in a month than to say, I need to go from 5% to 17% now, and it's several $100s. Like, oh, where's that going to come from? But I can figure that out easy. It also means that that percentage takes into account any increases I get in pay. So in May, I will get my time and service increase, and then that 1% that I add in June will automatically not only be 1%, but it'll be 1% of my new income. It's great. It seems so doable. And isn't that what it's all about? Like, it's just doable. It's manageable. It's not making me change my life so much. All right, that's all from me. But let's check in with Lacey and see if she has any low-key tips for those of you who might be feeling a little overwhelmed or a little bit like you're not ready to have 5 goals and a word of the year. If you're brand new to budgeting or paying really close attention to your finances, you might feel inspired to come up with a list of 10 huge goals and you're going to accomplish all the things this year. Just pick 1 or 2 small goals that you know you can achieve. If you have a small debt, maybe you could pay that off over the year. But it might be even better to choose a goal like, I'm going to check in on my finances every week. Have a little budget date with myself or my partner. That will really set you up for success and achieving your goal, which leads to setting more goals and achieving bigger goals. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.